So that's if the conversation is with another person, obviously through a creative career, through life, through all sorts of facets, the conversation can often be with yourself.
Yeah. I believe that you've got to develop a level of maturity which has two aspects to it. Firstly, it has to be your voice rather than the voices of others who have helped to form your worldview. So the way to think about it is when you're born into the world and you start to develop a framework for making decisions, so you'll be given by your family, by your community, by your culture, sometimes by your religion, a little box set of core values and principles. But that little box, which is a morality effectively, says when you make a choice, open up this box and it will give you the working parts you need to make a decision. And so when you internalise this, often you internalise it by hearing the voice of your parents or some other influential person saying, well, this problem, you should do this, what about that? And the act of maturity comes at a point where even if the same elements are being appealed to, the same things that you were given in that original box, it's your voice. It's you're saying, yes, I feel that these values, these principles ought to apply in these circumstances. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I think you have to learn stillness. You have to have a kind of centered nature to you where you can sit with yourself without this endless impulse to quest forward thing. And I often think that a lot of people in life who are pursuing, whether it's enlightenment or success, however you do it, are driven to believe that you only get there by constantly striving. Whereas I actually think that when these difficult conversations with the self come about, the higher achievement is to be still, to find that point in which you're centered. So now it's your voice having a conversation with something which is very deep and very centered. And the third thing, which I'd say, is you need to come to accept a really significant philosophical insight that ethical perfection is literally impossible. Now I'm relieved of this terrible burden because there's this maxim that comes from the German philosopher Immanuel Kant that ought implies can, that you're not morally obliged to do that which is not possible. And if ethical perfection is impossible, then you don't have to be bound by that as an obligation. You can let it go.